right, welcome back. And today, here's what we got to show you. We've got a 991 Porsche Turbo S. So again, we kind of varied a little bit off of the 4-door, and we're getting back into the 2-doors. I know everybody's wanting to see the P1. We'll see if we can make that happen. The P1's a little bit more difficult to get outside and do these things with, but we're going to attempt. But back to the Porsche. So the 991, and I'm a big Porsche nut, so I'm going to be very biased in this one. There's not much this car does not do. You're talking about a sub 3 second 0 to 60, enough room to put my 7-year-old in the back, drive every day. The looks, the styling, I'm just a Porsche nut. A lot of people consider the 997.1s the last of the pure Porsches, and I don't disagree. But then again, not all things are bad when brought into the light. So with the 991, of course, we got a little bit wider, we got a little bit lower, and we got a little bit heavier. Not all bad things. So when we come around to the side of the vehicle, you can see that they lengthened it a little bit. I'm here or there with it. I think the 997 compared to it, definitely you can see how much longer they stretched this. I think it looks good. I think it looks sleek. I think that it brings the 911 into that daily driver realm, where the 997.1s, I'm not saying you couldn't daily drive them, but there wasn't a lot of room inside them. So I think Porsche did a really good job with this. When you moved it back towards the back, my favorite part, and I think most Porsche guys' favorite part, you look at the hips and how wide this car got. It's just amazing. The girth of this vehicle is just breathtaking to me. This is one of the most beautiful positions to be at on a 911, is behind it. So at speed, the spoiler raises up, but also the front chin spoiler drops down and allows for more downforce. It does that on its own. I think, again, some cool technology that Porsche brought to the table. The new version of the engine and the new version of the twin scroll turbos. Again, great. Zero turbo lag with this vehicle. Again, I just talked about sub 3 second 0 to 60. I mean, how many cars are sub 3 second 0 to 60 that aren't 500K plus? Not many. Porsche, brought the Turbo S out, and I mean, this car is mere tenths of a second slower than a Bugatti Veyron 0 to 60. That's impressive, given that you can actually drive the car after you're done doing a 0 to 60 pull to go get coffee in and do it comfortably. Switch it back to comfort mode, and you can drive this thing. Bluetooth streaming, the whole shot, every comfort of any other daily driven car. So let's get into the inside of the car and look at some of the things I was talking about. All right, so now inside of the cabin of the 991, some of the things that Porsche did that, again, people are here or there with it, I think, given the drivability of the things they did, it made it impressive. So Ken and I are both in the front seat of this car. And we're not small guys, we're not big guys, but, putting two of us inside of a 997, we'd be tight. We'd be tight. We'd be tight enough that we'd be dating. We'd be tight. In here, now you can put two full adults in here, and it's comfortable. I don't feel like I'm on top of somebody else. I can adjust my seat, make myself comfortable. And again,
tons of legroom.
Tons of legroom. I mean, just, again with the 991, we bring in all new interior as far as the dash is concerned. We've got, very interactive dash. We've got, unfortunately, the PCM2, which Porsche, I think, doesn't, and I think that their wording and verbiage is they really don't care about the stereo. And I get it. Why should you? I mean, but they put a little bit more effort into the 991 than they did the 997. In the instrument cluster, and I'm sure Kennan's going to show this, you've got on your right screen, you can pull up your navigation. You can pull up a whole mess of interactive things that you can look at, which, is it necessity? No. Is it cool? Yeah, it's cool. Okay, being a Porsche guy, this is going to hurt, but unimpressive are these buttons on the steering wheel. These are the paddles to shift. I do not like these at all. I think these needed to die with the previous generation Tiptronic, and for some reason Porsche does not listen to me. I guess I need to speak louder. Now, paddles were an option. You could get paddles. I don't like that. That is the one thing I will say I don't like. Let's get the seatbelts on and let's take it for a drive.
All right.
Okay, so we have it in Sport Plus right now. So in Sport Plus, as you can see down here in the center stack, so this has our active aereo automatically on. So right now in the front lower part of the spoiler is lowered. There's like a rubber spoiler that actually drops down, and our rear active is on. So that the rear spoiler won't extend until I get to speed, unless I hold this down, which, you know, I don't know. I like it when the spoiler's down, but nonetheless. So we're going to take this off because we're getting ready to take on an exit way, and we don't want to scrape anything. Now we're in full comfort, and I mean, the car's just, again, I gotta remind myself how inexpensive. And when I say inexpensive, I don't want to trigger everybody. I understand $100,000 to $130,000 is not inexpensive for most people, but given you're in a price point looking for a car that price, this is inexpensive for the performance you're getting. This car is immensely impressive mechanically. It's immensely impressive on an engineering standpoint, and it's drivable. You know, right now I have it in comfort mode. I'm able to talk to Kenan and the phone, and the microphone is going to pick up any surround noise, and there's really not that much. You know,
no, it's very quiet in here.
Right, and comfortable. You know, again, I'm comfortable. Believe it or not, people drive these in the winter. I've driven this car in the wintertime with snow tires. I thought it was fun. Now, you know, some people are going to lose their mind because you don't drive Porsches in the snow, but believe it or not, Porsche actually designed some of these cars to be driven in the snow. They actually test them in the snow.
And being rear-engined, and in this case, all-wheel drive, it actually is real. They actually are very good in the snow.
Right. They're impressive, you know, and it goes back into, again, this could be daily driven. Let's say you're spending $120,000, $130,000. This may be the only car you can get. You can't afford another car, so you look at the weighing of, can I get a car that is an exotic? Okay, well, that's not going to get you a lot of exotic that can be driven every day. Now, that'll get you an Aston Martin Vantage. That could get you into a Ferrari, a California, which I own, and I love, but I couldn't drive it every day, especially in the winter time.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it could get you in a Dodge Vipers. It could get you into many other things, but things that are really seasonal. You know, I mean, you only got one season to drive them in, unless you live in Florida or California, and any other state that doesn't get beat with the weather like we do. But, you know, given that that's my mindset with some clients, is that you're looking for a car that they can drive, that is cool, that is a driving experience, what Porsche definitely is, and they can still drive it every day because it's their only car. You know, they got to be able to, you know, take a friend out with them. They got to be able to put luggage in the front. When you have a car that hits all those boxes, it's only right to try to consider it. I will give the downsides of the Porsche. It doesn't have a great curb appeal. As far as, I think they're beautiful, but it doesn't turn a lot of heads. I get that. It's not a Ferrari, it's not a Lamborghini, it's not a Bentley. Those turn heads. So if that's one of your boxes, which nothing wrong with that, I get it, you know, then this probably isn't your buy. But if your boxes to fill are the same as mine when it comes to a car and a purchase and what you expect out of it, if yours are that, you need to consider a Porsche 911 Turbo. For me, at this price point, this car really is completely unchallenged. I can't find anything else that I could put next to this car at this price point and say that it does everything this car does, from the performance to the handling to the comfort to the look. The Porsche 911 Turbo S is my pick. So take that, digest it. If you guys have any questions, you guys definitely know how to get a hold of me. Arthur the Car Guy on Instagram, ak@mgmsl.com is my email. Contact me through the dealership, whichever way you'd like. Glad you guys are starting to follow and watch us, and we're going to try to bring you some more cool cars. So until next time, have a good day.